Ha guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first don't forget to subscribe and leave the latest updates. Warriors have a deadline to meet and they must make this move before it's too late. We'll get right into it on today's edition of Warriors Today by Chat Sports, and then on the back half today's show we'll talk about the absolutely abysmal effort that Golden State had in last night's game versus the Denver Nuggets. They just didn't show up, no Joik, no Murray, and they still took the L. Well, let's talk about the move that Golden State needs to make soon, because as of right now the Warriors only have 13 players signed to standard contracts. The league minimum heading into the postseason is going to be 14, and Golden State right now must add a 14th player for the rest of the season by March 23rd, so that's only 5 days away at this point. They're going to need to get a move on soon and add another name the end of this bench for the rest of the season into the postseason. Kevin Knox and Yuri Collins had previously been signed to 10-day contracts earlier this season following the Jimmy Butler trade, where Golden State lost 4 players and only added 1 in return in Butler, so they signed some 2 guys from the Santa Cruz G League team and they brought him up for 10 games, and there could be some thoughts about potentially bringing one of those guys back up. Before we get into who exactly Golden State is likely to sign in this scenario, want to make sure that everybody is subscribed to the channel. We are almost at the end of March and we're in the middle of a March Madness subby battle between a bunch of the channels here at Chat Sports. Warriors Today, yes, we are in the lead, but it's not by much. Nick now is hot on our tails. Celtics today, they can have a big end to the month as well, and you know the Heat report, they might be getting cooked a little bit, but make sure you are subscribed because we bring you the best Golden State Warriors content on YouTube, so lock us in. We upload daily news and rumors videos. We go live on the channel for every Warriors game, injury updates and so much more right here on the channel, so lock us in. youtube.com/warriorst. Subscribe today. It looks like the most likely name that will be signed by Golden State in this scenario is Kevin Knox. Right, signed to 10-day deals for Golden State, was able to see action in 7 games for the Dubs, but didn't necessarily see super extended run. Right, he only played about 7 minutes a game, and know the stats, they're not going to jump off the page for you. He was in a lot of blowouts. He was in down the stretch against Charlie. He did have a 12-point outing against the Hornets in that one, but overall, like, this is just an end of the bench body that you're going to have out there. And you know what, for a Golden State team that really lacks size on the wing in certain scenarios, Knox is a good guy to have out there. He can defend at the rim, he can finish at the rim, he can shoot the 3. I know was on 1.5 attempts a night for Knox. He hot 27% from 3, but he has shown the ability to stretch the floor. He's a good rebounder, and you know what, he's just going to make the right plays. When he was playing for Golden State, he said, I'm just trying to fit and do my job, make the right plays I need to make so we can win some basketball games. He's all about winning, and I love that from Knox, and I don't really see Golden State going external here. There's really the free agency market right now is barren. I don't see any enticing names out there. I know a lot of Dubs fans might be like, hey, we need bigs, we need more size on this roster. Well, go look at the available free agents out there at the center position and get back to me, because they're not really all that enticing in my opinion. But hey, if there's a better name out there, drop one in the comments for me. Maybe I need my eyes to be open a little bit on who Golden State can add, but most likely in my opinion it's going to be Kevin Knox. Should the Warriors sign Kev in Knox for the rest of the season? Let me know down in the comment section. Type S for sign, type P for pass. I want to hear from DB Nation on what they think Golden State should do with the 14th roster spot that they must fill by March 23rd. Here's more exposition here from Luke Adams of Hoops Rumors, and he said it's worth noting that the Warriors will soon have the ability to fill both their 14th and 15th spots on the roster with rest of season signings while staying below the hard cap. So if Knox fills one of those 2 openings, the team will still be able to add a second player before the end of the regular season. That's good, right, because you want as many reinforcements as you can get, and this could be that external move that Golden State goes after, or it could be bringing a guy like Yuri Collins back into the rotation, or it could be adding or converting Tirado Anderson like Tyron Anderson to a standard deal from M2 Tyron Armstrong. I don't know why I forgot the guy's name. I knew I was saying it wrong, but Tran Armstrong, could he be converted from the two-way to a standard deal? Probably unlikely at this point. Hasn't gotten a ton of burn in the G League so far, probably not ready to make his NBA leap just yet, so my most likely option if they are going to fill this 15th roster spot is going to go to Yuri Collins. But if there's somebody random, maybe Golden State pulls a trigger on that. If they find a diamond in the rough, somebody they like on the free agency market, they could go route as well, but most likely if Golden State is going to fill this 14th and 15th roster spot, very likely that Kevin Knox is the pick at 14, and then the 15th spot could be Yuri Collins or somebody random, who knows. But before we move on today's show, I got to tell you guys about a proud sponsor, Prize Picks. We will get into the news about this Warriors loss against the Nuggets on primetime on ESPN in just a moment, but like I said, first I got to give a major shout out to today's sponsor in there program, and that is Prize P. X is America's #1 daily fantasy sports platform because it's daily fantasy made easy. Here's how it works. All you guys got to do is pick a sport, pick multiple sports. If you want basketball, hockey, college basketball, sports, darts, bowling, golf, doesn't matter, and pick a lineup of 2 to 6 player stat projections, and just pick more or less of those stat projections and watch the winnings roll in real time. Withdraw those winnings and get your money in your bank account as quick as 15 minutes. It's so fun to use. Price, I've been using it longer than they even been USP sponsor here at Chat Sports, because they're always trying to hook you guys up with incredible deals, like a free $50 in your account when you sign up using our promo code CLNS, like you see in the bottom right of your screen, and place your first $5 entry now. I cashed on my entry in the Warriors and Nuggets game last night. I had Jimmy Butler having more than 17.5 points. I had Kuminga going less than 16 points, and I had Russell Westbrook, who had a triple-double monster day. Do I have more than 33.5 points, rebounds and assists? You can tail my picks, you can fade my picks. Make sure you go and do it at Prize Pick. Download the Prize Pi app today. Use the promo code CLNS for $50 instantly when you place your first $5 entry. You don't even need to win to receive the $50. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks, run your game. All that information will be clickable down in the comment section and description of today's video. From the get-go, it was an abysmal showing from Golden State. Low effort. They realized that Nikola Jamal Murray weren't going to suit up for this game, and they laid an egg. Like, I know they lost by 9, but they lost by N9 to who? Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter Jr., Peyton Watson, Hunter Tyson, Go Car. Who the hell is that? Spencer Jones. Who are these guys, man? Jalen Pickett. They got the college all-stars on the bench, man, guys who are not pros, and Golden State decided to just throw this game away. 20 turnovers. Yeah, you force 20 yourself, but if you give up 20 turnovers and you don't shoot the ball well, which Golden State didn't, you're going to get clapped, and they did. They were down double digits for most of this ball game, to be quite honest with you, and it was an abysmal showing overall. Like Steph, 7 turnovers, couldn't hit water if he was in a boat. It was really not great from Golden State. They got thoroughly out-bounded. Westbrook and everybody on Denver was moving the ball. It was just an all-around bad showing by Golden State. You know this, they've been one of the best teams at assists in the league since they made the Jimmy Butler trade. Only had 24 tonight on 41 May baskets. Meanwhile, the Nuggets had 32 on 43 May baskets. Like, they played great and they shot average enough from three-point range. Meanwhile, Golden State goes 8 of 33, 20 turnovers, and the real damning stat tonight was that Golden State missed 12 free throws. Actually abysmal. They believe they went 15 of 27 from the line. It can't happen. Look at the score, 114 to 1. 05 could have made a difference if you just hit your damn free throws. I don't know, man. Like, I guess it could have been a trap game, I guess, but at the end of the day, you can't have that type of game from Steph. You can't have the type of game from Kuminga. You can't have the type of a game from Draymond, even who didn't really produce all that much, and expect to come out with a win no matter who you play. Steph was bad. Steph was really bad. 7 assists, but he had 7 toes shot. Like, excuse my French. 6 to 21. One can't happen. happen 44 can't happen. He never really seemed to get in a rhythm in this game, and really the decision making down the stretch for him was really uncharacteristic of the player that he is. Like Golden State has a chance, I believe they were down 3 or down 2 possessions whatever it was, and Steph throws an underhand lob up to Kaminger and they end up turning the ball over. A lot of really bad impatient impulsive passes down the floor all night for Golden State, and they were getting picked off. They were getting picked on. To be quite honest with you, Aaron Gordon had an absolute night. He was cooking everybody that defended him. He was sheeting him all for this body because he's a big physical player. He was hitting outside shots, and you know what, Steph just couldn't hit those outside shots. To compliment him, I will say Jimmy Butler was awesome. Jimmy Butler gave you a ton of energy on the defensive end, jumping passing lanes, getting out on the break for Golden State, hitting shots, hitting layups, getting the free throw line, which he was uncharacteristic. 6 of 10 tonight from the stripe, but I can't complain. Jimmy Butler was not the reason that Golden State lost this game. It was because of the bad play on the margins. Like Moses Moody didn't play all that well. Buddy Hield 1 of 4, 0 of 3 from deep. If you're not doing this, you're a liability. Oh man. Now GP2, I will say Gary Payton absolute MVP of this game. Jimmy might have scored the most. Steph might have scored more. Even GP2 Gary Payton was the only player giving a damn for 48 minutes tonight. He was finishing at the rim, he was deflecting passes, he was deflecting shots, he was being an available cutter, he was hitting some threes when they were giving him opportunities to. I love GP2, and like I said in the last video, I owe him an apology, but no, like we need more players to show up than Gary. Down man Draymond solid offensively I guess, but like laxer days he had 4 turnovers. Not good at all. Jonathan Kaminger played his most minutes since returning to Golden State's lineup after the injury. Thought he was alright. He played good defense. He obviously missed some mid-range looks, missed some shots at the rim, turned the ball over a couple times. I believe Kaminger had 3 himself. We just double check that real quick. Kaminger 3 turnovers, 4 from Draymond, 7 from STTH Reed from G. Santos. Like G wasn't good tonight. G was kind of getting bullied defensively by Aaron Gordon. I mean, dude, Gordon goes out and puts up 38 on you. He absolutely wiped the floor with Golden State tonight. He was out icing them, he was out executing them, and he was just outplaying him. Overall wasn't good. Michael Porter Jr. kind of cooked you tonight. I don't know why Jimmy Butler's face is the but whatever. MPJ cooked you tonight. 21-10. Not a great effort overall from Golden State. At the end of the day, what does it come down to? Comes down to Steph, comes down to 30. He got to play better than this. I know you're 37, very freshly 37 by the way. You still have to carry the load for Golden State. You still do. That's the reality of the situation, man. That is the reality. And if he can't and he shoots like this in a playoff game or whatnot, then Golden State's going to lose those games. If Steph's not performing at a top 5 level in this league, then kiss any chance at a Western Conference crown goodbye. They had an opportunity to get another lead on the Timberwolves night. They lost the Indiana Pacers. They had another opportunity to get a full game ahead of them in that 6th seed. Now Golden State's fighting for that 7th seed, or they're fighting for the 6th seed. They're in a dogfight. They're tied up, no games apart. You could be in the playing tournament. We were talking about that being the 5th seed, the 4th seed. There's no the 3 seeds even in reach technically. No, we got to worry about not being in the play-in. You got to worry about not losing to Yopo Damanel and Milwaukee Bucks, who've been playing their best basketball the season recently. Tonight it's got to be better than that. Can't let a trap game happen like you did tonight against Denver, playing Ladesco, playing with low effort, playing with low energy, cause you got punched in the mouth early tonight. What they have to do is go out and replicate that same energy that the Denver reserves brought out on ESPN on prime time, and go do it against Milwaukee. Go do it on League Pass where nobody's watching. There's an abysmal effort and an abysmal result. Golden State Now 6 are 15-3 with Jimmy Butler since the trade. Jimmy Butler 14-2 with Butler in the lineup. Still awesome, absolutely awesome, but you got to be better. You can't land a game like that slip through the cracks. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel, youtube.com/warriorst. Like I said, we were in that March Madness sub battle. We want to make sure we hold that lead, so lock us in. If you're a die-hard Dubs fan, you love what we got going on here at Warriors today. We'll see you guys all in the next one, and as always, let's go Dubs.